It's done. It's done. Notre Dame is headed to the college football playoff, and boy, do we have a conversation about what seed they're going to end up getting, because Notre Dame knocking off USC 49-35 in a thrilling game, and you have losses, by other teams. I mean, Ohio State lost, Miami lost. So we're going to talk about the college football landscape. We're going to talk about this game, but Tim, as a guy who spent a lot of your life in Los Angeles area, I know you have a lot to discuss and thoughts about this game. I know that you aged a lot today. I'm going to go full cam on you for a second. Just tell me about your thoughts right now.
Oh, it's exhausting. As you like to say, Mike, we're raw, right? We're like 5 seconds after the game going live. Tim, collect your thoughts. And I'm like, I can't. This game was intense. Everything on the line. It's like, I texted you and Goolsby at halftime. I was like, just the pressure alone as a fan. Obviously, if the Buckeyes losing today opens up the fifth seed. It's wide open. It's right there. And everything just jumped onto this football game. Obviously, Notre Dame SC just to get into the playoffs, to win that 10th game in a row, to beat your rival. I know, Singer, you like to say this isn't a rivalry. It's a freaking rivalry. Believe me. I
never said that. Never said that.
Yeah, but you've always kind of like, it's not. Hold on.
No,
Mike, I'm not even going to go there. I know what you said.
You just did. Continue on, Tim.
Hey, SC Notre Dame means a ton. For Notre Dame fans, USC fans, this was massive. USC, just like 2018, wounded, played their asses off to the last second. 2012, the same thing. USC was preseason number 1 in 2012, I believe, and just struggled and played their tails off. The same today. We're one play away from Notre Dame blowing a 14-point lead in the fourth quarter with the best defense in the country, and they end up winning back-to-back pick sixes. It's just, it turned that quick. Notre Dame was dominating on offense to start that half. You could tell they went in there, because I know you guys reported they just flew out yesterday. So it's almost like the first half was just figuring out, stretching the hamstrings, and they came, guns a-blazing in the third quarter, and then back-to-back punts. SC gets back into it. And then the emotions of, I'm just talking as a Notre Dame fan, man, that it was exhausting being a fan. It's, why can't we do a podcast on Wake Forest, Mike? You know what I mean? Just like, let's just do a Wake Forest podcast, just hang out. Hey, guys, we scored 17 today. But actually, I think they lost on the last second play. I saw the Duke. I don't know what happened in the afternoon. I didn't look at any scores, but Notre Dame is right there, 11-1 in the playoffs, home freaking playoff game. I'm going to take 15 deep breaths, and I think everyone, especially all the old guys that have been around like me, dude, we've been through a lot, man, a lot. So when people say get behind the team, it's like there's a lot of Notre Dame fans been behind this football team for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, and it's a roller coaster. And today felt like 30 years of a roller coaster watching that football game, but huge win, man. I'll take a pause.
Okay. Starting 3 says, let's go Irish. Could be happier for Christian Gray. Starting 3, appreciate the generous $20 super chat. Yeah, we're going to talk about Christian Gray a good bit in this show, because I have a lot of feelings about his performance today. Really couldn't give a rat's ass if it's popular or not. And it wasn't on Twitter, but I really don't give a rat's ass again.
Would you write?
We'll talk about it in a bit. Game balls, Tim.
Survive.
Who stood out? Yeah, who stood out the most to you?
Oh, Riley Leonard, until the second worst interception I've ever seen by a Notre Dame quarterback. NIU number 1. He has Harrison going for, it's Mitchell. Mitchell's just running a streak. Throw the ball up, and it's a 70-yard touchdown or wherever far that thing was. Leonard was a stud. Obviously, Jeremiah Love is a violent individual. Ran with passion, energy. He wanted 25 carries today. I think he would have gotten 25 carries today if he didn't get obviously nicked up. He was running with a sense of urgency. Price's big run was massive. One game ball, I would go Love, just what he brought to the table, and I think that set the tone for the for Price. Price got that ball and continued it. So he was unbelievable. Jeremiah Love.
Yeah. Defense.
I thought defense was average as sin today.
557 yards.
Let's be brutally honest. Notre Dame has only played 2 passing teams that could throw a forward pass. So I know we like to hype up stats and everything. They've only played 2. Seriously, USC and Louisville are the only teams that know how to throw a football this year. And Louisville threw for over 260. And what do you got? 360 from a second-string quarterback. So this is DJU type of a game in Clemson in 2020. But his inexperience showed, and he got – just the 2 picks were unbelievable plays by Gray and Watts to close. But I thought – it's funny, I got sticky notes. I got a great sticky note. I thought Lincoln Riley was just toying. I thought he was unbelievable today. He was – Al Golden played so much zone. I think he played zone because the corner's going to cover those guys. SC's huge outside. They're all a bunch of Claypool Boykin. They're big. 6'4" type guys.
What zone was Notre Dame playing if those DBs are on an island the entire damn game?
Oh, dude, they played zone like crazy. They played zone a ton today, and we're getting.
So it's just cover 3. Look like
a lot of cover 3. The 1 touchdown before halftime was a straight zone. They had 2 guys wide open. They could have thrown it. So he got picked a bunch. Obviously, in man-to-man, I'm not saying they played 85% zone. They mixed and matched it a bunch.
More zone than usual.
I think they played more zone because they can't, because they're trying to get picks. This quarterback should have had four picks against Nebraska. He threw 1 pick 6 to Wright, the corner out of Loyola that Notre Dame recruited. Threw a pick. He could have easily had a couple more. Same with UCLA last week. So maybe they played more zone to probably try to confuse him, make him think a little bit outside the box and things of that nature. But hell, man, that dude was on. I thought he played good. I thought when there was blitzes, you hit some quick screens, some quick crossers and things of that nature. I thought Lincoln Riley did a hell of a job without his number 1 tailback and a backup quarterback. So they're wheeling and dealing, but it's also, just a quick pause. Notre Dame, dude, to go back, we could talk about travel, obviously, New York to South Bend back to LA, back to back. The pressure of that, the moment, the hugeness, flying out yesterday, USC had nothing to, hell, they already clinched the bowl. This was a scrimmage to them. You know what I mean? Sure. Like, just go out there and play our asses off and see what happens. And the pressure, you could tell, definitely, it felt like a little times at Notre Dame, and SC played loose and played with a lot of confidence. But Notre Dame, man, they just kept coming at them too on offense. So that was that third quarter when Notre Dame's offense was the key to the game. Back-to-back touchdowns to open that game. And then the interception was brutal. Notre Dame stops them on downs, gets the ball right back, go right down, and gets the touchdown up by 2 touchdowns. And there's your cushion right there.
Yeah, man, just what a game to. I still haven't seen the Xavier Watts touchdown yet. We'll have to watch that together. I was rushing up to my office to it was
and it's interesting. Lincoln Riley forced Notre Dame into a lot of 3 linebackers. He played with a lot of tight ends today, made them play with backers on the field, and you just had obviously the outside guys out there covering. Couple nice coverages by the linebackers, made some nice plays. It was a battle, dude. It was a back and forth. Notre Dame had some great. Notre Dame it felt like they had 10 pass breakups. Then they would get torched on some plays.
Yeah.
But these we say it every damn year, right? These dudes got athletes.
Tim, let me talk about this.
Sure.
Do you remember that game just last night? Georgia is at home against Georgia Tech. You would say Georgia Tech and USC about equal. Maybe you can make an argument one team is better than the other. You guys can do that.
Fair enough.
Georgia, it took 8 overtimes at home to beat Georgia Tech. We are talking about these big rivalry games. You get there, USC scored 35. They put up damn near 600 yards, but you got the win, and you got it by 2 scores. You got it by 2 scores at the end of the day. You win by 14, and there's a garbage time score in there, but still, you win by 14. And Tim, I have been making this point all season. Go back to September 7th. If I would have told you then that Notre Dame might finish with the 5 seed, you would have been like, Mike, you're freaking crazy. And Tim, We thought 7, like we thought 8. That's what we had been saying. 3, about 3 weeks ago, we were like, it's 8 no matter what. And then we were kind of like, well, 7. And now it's like, Tim, it might be 5. It might be 5. Ohio State loses. Texas could lose. Miami just lost. Georgia lost. Like,
wait. Miami did lose.
Miami lost to Syracuse.
I saw the very end of Clemson, but Clemson loses, but they're in the ACC game because today was another conference.
Yeah, so it's like, some of these games just literally don't matter. Like Clemson, you lose to South Carolina. Okay, cool. Go beat SMU and you're in the playoffs still, and you get a bye. I mean, college football is crazy.
No, it's wild. It's like Alabama at 9-3 is going to get the 12th seed maybe, right?
Seriously, dude,
it's nuts. Miami losing is probably gone, so you're going to open up a spot for the SC. Dude, Alabama's going to get in this thing with Miami losing. How's Miami going to get in at 10-2 when they're not even in their, Not even in their conference. So that's, dude, we'll talk about that Tuesday. Holy hell. I had no idea Miami lost.
Yeah. That's
nuts. Dude, college football, it's insane. So many people are like, oh, this big, everyone can get into the playoff. Yeah, that's the
It's been fun. It has been fun as hell. This is like, Tim, every game has mattered. Like, or not every game. So many games matter. Like Clemson, South Carolina just means more. I know Clemson lost. Sure. So that's not a good point. But like just a Miami Syracuse game has meant so much. Like so many more games mean something. It has been fun. This has been a very, very fun season. A couple words. Just one Andy Gal. Appreciate I'd like this, the $11.10 super chat for the 11-1.
Baby.
She said, dizzy, sick, can't breathe, but Notre Dame football is the best sports love anyone can have. Beat SC, beat the spread. College football playoff coming to South Bend. And
seriously.
And then, like I said, this could be a 5. But it definitely looks like 6 now, right?
Yes. So let's just take a 2-second pause before we jump into that.
Tim, first off on this, you got 30 seconds. So I got to read an ad.
Dizzy, sick. Yeah, I literally, I won't do it, Mike. But my tummy I have so many butterflies right now. I am like beyond height. I've been in that stadium in big games in the Coliseum in Notre Dame, and I've seen some 31-point smashings by Notre Dame where they got their butts kicked by SC, and those are not fun. So winning in that place, dude, there's demons in that damn Coliseum. So congrats to Notre Dame.
Yeah. And like I said, Georgia, I mean, these rivalry games, right? And Notre Dame did this on the road. Georgia, it took 8 OTs to beat Georgia Tech. Notre Dame beat them by 18. Mercedes-Benz Stadium. All right, folks, we're going to talk about Prize Picks, which is my favorite way to play daily fantasy sports all year round. I mean, my favorite is football personally, but you got NBA, NHL, college basketball, really everything. And you got quick withdrawals, easy gameplay, and an enormous selection of player and stat types. This is what makes Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. If you have the skills, you can turn $10 into $1,000 with just a few taps. Select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projected stats, and place your entry. As simple as that. And they have cool promotions as well every week. Taco Tuesday, which is like a discounted player. If someone's passing more or less is 200, they'll discount it down to like 175. And then they do Flex Friday, which is always fun, where you get a free play, or I shouldn't say free play, but if it doesn't hit, you'll get your money back in the form of promo funds every Friday. So that's Prize Picks. Been a lot of fun. Just makes watching some NFL games for me a lot more enjoyable when I have Prize Picks to play and watch. All right, Tim, what's on your mind? Lots of super chats.
No, I know. Yeah, you know how I hate giving up touchdowns with 3 seconds left in the games. But seriously, dude, Notre Dame is 1 play away from having the biggest win in the Coliseum since 1966.
Damn.
When they won 51-0. You're right. It's like 21-point win would have been the biggest since. They won a couple games by 17. Obviously, the 88 game and the 2000 games, Goolsby was a freshman on that team when they clinched the Fiesta Bowl. So they're right there. Damn it, that pisses me off, man.
Do you think Like, where's Lincoln Riley on the hot seat spectrum? He's got. I mean,
these these guys sign these 10-year contracts, man. They're just hanging out. You're going to get 5 years.
Yeah. He signed a 10-year? That was one. He did one of those.
Brian Kelly, Jimbo, all these guys.
Norvell.
Yeah, yes. So I mean, it's year 3. He's definitely dipped down a little bit. So they've gotten crushed in recruiting, lost a lot of guys lately. So
yeah.
Hey man.
Yeah. Usually during these shows, I get to see most every comment. You know, we got a pretty big crowd tonight, so I'm not able to see most of them. But we'll see all the super chats. Dave, and starting 3 again. Appreciate your super chat earlier. Dave said, "I am willing to give the defense a break today. The pressure of a 10-game playoff and traveling across the country takes its toll. Need some well-deserved rest." Dave, let me talk about this one real quick. So the Christian Gray, he started hot, and then he was giving up some plays. And I put out on Twitter, I said, the guy's been playing well. You have to take into consideration that Al Golden refuses to give his corners help. Now, when you're playing Army and Navy and Stanford, you can get away with it. You just have better athletes on the outside. Like Christian Gray and Leonard Moore are just better. But all of them, Clark, Moore, Gray, they all had passes completed. And everyone's just shitting on Christian Gray. And I'm like, guys, like he's done well considering what he's been asked to do. Like USC has damn good receivers, and that quarterback was, he was pretty good. He could make some plays. I'm just like, I don't get when you look at the context of he's on an island. Tim, it would be like if your wife left town for a week and she left you with your 3 kids, and she came back and she was like, the kids didn't eat their veggies and everything. You're like, I've been parenting alone for a week with 3 kids. Like, I'm doing my best. You were gone, right? That's how I feel like Christian Gray has just been. He was left on an island, right? And you guys were all shitting on me in the mentions.
Right.
And then he had a pick 6. And then he had his pick 6.
Yeah, so you got to play the moment. Playing in the moment, Mike. He was Clarence Lewis until the pick 6. Let's be honest.
And Jaden Mickey before him. Yes, that happens. Not everyone's Ben Morrison out there. Yeah, it was bad, but like, damn, like given what he was asked to do, it looked like the Fiesta Bowl out there. Let's be honest. I mean, whatever they threw up, those dudes were catching and like crazy, and Gray got torched hard. They all did.
Exactly.
They just threw it. They just threw the most at him.
Of course, because he was getting torched beyond getting torched.
They all would have got torched. I mean, they're up 14 with a minute and a half left, right? And Al Golden is, and this is right after Gray's pick 6. Al Golden still just one deep safety. He still has got Adon Schuler 5 yards deep. I'm like, bro, you're up 2 scores. Like, why are we still bringing the house? Play too deep. Damn, he just refuses to help the corners.
That's what Georgia Tech did last night, and bam, let Georgia right back in the game. Played soft. That when they got up by 2 touchdowns, Georgia Tech last night. I stayed up and watched that. I didn't watch all the OT. I couldn't watch that. I was stressed out. I wanted Georgia out so bad, and they got soft, and you can't keep playing soft. They got soft. Georgia goes right down the field and scored.
But there's a difference between playing soft and then just bringing the house every damn play.
It was Clarence Lewis Fiesta Bowl out there until the pick. It was not a good day by him. He did not play good football. So it's easy as that. He got exposed, but this is what he got exposed. The dude got exposed in a vacuum.
Yes, I feel like you're not hearing me. You're not hearing me.
With all the pressure in the world on, they attacked his ass.
And they did. And Golden wouldn't give him any help. Wouldn't give him any help.
Yeah, I mean, you just can't put 5 guys over there and all right, here you go. 5 guys help him out.
One.
You gotta bust out of it. He did. He wasn't pouting. He just got beat a lot, and he sucked it up, and he got a hell of
a
that interception. Seriously, I wrote down, man. I'm gonna have to go through the archives, man. That might be if not, it's got to be a top 3 interception in the history of Notre Dame football. For what was on the line in that moment, legitimately one of the biggest interceptions in the history of Notre Dame football. It was that big, that big. You're a foot away from tying the football game, and he's going 90 plus. So, I mean, a hell of a ball game. But these are the athletes you're going to see in the playoffs, and this is why I said playoff games are going to be 23-20 because Notre Dame's only matched up with a couple teams this year that have athletes. A&M, Louisville, SC. The rest of them are just bad, man. This is a bad group of football players they played this year. So, and they've hammered them to high hell, which is what you're supposed to do against bad teams, and that's what they've done. So,
I stand by my take.
I don't know what your take was. I can't believe you don't think he didn't get beat. He got beat.
I didn't say it, Tim. I know he got beat.
What you're saying. You're like,
I know he got beat, but I'm giving the man respect.
Yeah,
he also made a lot of plays. He also made a lot of plays.
Respect.
He also made plays
in the moment and making that play when it counted at the end, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
100%.
Yeah,
let's watch it. Did he get beat? Yeah. But he also had that 6 stop and 1-on-1 against Zach Branch on that 4th down early in the game. Let's watch it, Tim.
Oh, it was a war. This whole game was a war, man. You know, great technique right there. And thank God.
That's so good.
Good balance. Oh, it's a huge play. You know, huge play, man. Oh, I was like, don't step out of bounds. I saw the flag. I was like, are you kidding me? I was going to lose my mind.
I know.
That was on Notre Dame. It's like, come on, run this thing back. It was that right there is huge. It's huge. I mean, they're in the playoffs. They're going to be a 5-6. I don't know about the 5 because it all depends on what they think of Penn State. You know what I mean? I mean, let's just say Oregon wins tonight and Oregon beats Penn State. Penn State is going to be the number 2, number 3 team in the country, depending on what Texas does. If A&M pulls the upset, Penn State's going to be the number 2 team in the country. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're playing an extra game. Are they going to get dinged by Notre Dame for sitting at home? That's why I like your prediction of a 6.
6
playing. Man, who knows? Alabama, Ohio State. You go from the 6. You go from hoping it's Indiana to no, it won't be Indiana because Ohio State. Ohio State.
They're going to get 4. The Big Ten gets 4, right? Indiana's still going to make it.
Yeah, they're going to get 4. Yeah, they're going to get 4. So hopefully it's a 6-11 Indiana game. You know.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see what they do with Ohio State. Ohio State probably drops down to the 8 or the 7, drops a few spots. Even though Michigan's unranked, you're at home. You spend $20 million. I watched a lot of that game today, man. That game, there's so much damn hate in that game. That's legitimately Duke and Carolina when it comes to basketball. So I know Michigan, Ohio State are enemies of Notre Dame, but that is a rivalry, man. That game means
there's another one
damn much every single year.
Yeah, that's a better. I talked about Georgia Tech, but yeah, I should have talked about Ohio State, Michigan. That's the better one to talk about in terms of like the rivalry and that. Yeah, Notre Dame is a better team than USC, but dude, in these rivalry games, shit happens.
No, and winning in the Coliseum. That's I mentioned that stat. I mentioned that stat where Notre Dame's only won 2 games from Holtz to now by 10 or more points. That's it.
Yeah.
So winning these, they win the national or they go to the national title. They only won by 9. When they beat SC in 18 to go to the playoffs, they only won by 7. Those were gut-wrenching ball games. So hell of a game. Riley Leonard, I thought, was on. He was playing his tail off. We'll talk about him real quick. What tied Wimbush's 14 touchdowns, rushing touchdowns.
What do you think happened on that interception?
Dude,
I jotted down in my notes.
Touchdown to Mitchell's like, what are you doing? Sometimes when he throws the ball, it scares the hell out of probably every Notre Dame fan on the face of the earth.
If he chucks it deep, yeah.
Because sometimes he just has this, I'm just going to throw, you know what I mean? Like, it's a Nerf ball. Sometimes he looks so nonchalant. I think he thinks his arm's stronger than it is. It's like, dude, your arm's not strong. So chuck the son of a gun as far as you can.
Yeah. I wrote down For Leonard's sake, I hope that miscommunication was miscommunication and not his attempt on a deep ball. Like, I hope that was supposed to be like a stop. Like, I don't know, some deep I don't know. It didn't look like it.
But Reed Mitchell's got 5 yards on the guy. It's a walk-in touchdown.
I don't know. That one was worse than NIU. If that's what he's trying to do. All right, Tim, you want to go through some super chats?
Yeah, just throw some stuff out, man. I got
Keith, appreciate the $13.99. He says, thanks for the show, guys. Go Irish. Keith, appreciate you being here with us this season. Tyler Fisher, the $2 super chat. Appreciate you. Don't see a message here, Tyler, but I'll be looking for you in the comments. I'll save this one for a second. Matt says, Crystal Ball, who we playing? Anyone we back in on /flipping? This has to help with recruiting. I know the big hope would be getting the CFP win. Yeah, I mean, the CFP win is after signing day, or the CFP games after signing day. I mean, Matt Frema was there. It seemed like going into this, and he was at the game, and he's picking between the two schools. It seemed like things were starting to shift into USC's favor. I don't know if this has a big impact on him. I don't know. Knowing and following Madden Fremo's elite linebacker from Southern California, knowing like his recruitment, it would surprise me, Tim, if he made a decision based on one game, considering how long he's like dragged out his recruitment because he wasn't ready. Like, I just have a hard time. But yeah, I mean, you win a CFP game, that's a huge boost for recruiting for the 2026 class, and even 2027. There's no doubt about it. And Crystal Ball, who we playing? I mean,
look at it now. You got obviously the Biggie's going to be kicking off here pretty soon with A&M in Texas. So that's going to be, if Texas wins that, the loser of Texas and Georgia are I think going to get one of those guys is going to get a home game. So Miami getting knocked out is huge. Obviously, Oregon, Penn State, the loser of that's going to get a home game. And then you're coming down to the Clemson being in the title game is awesome. So if Clemson loses that, the ACC is only going to get one, which would be SMU. I have a hard time seeing Miami getting one when you lose on the last game of the year. You know what I mean? And you're not in your conference title game. How are you going to get a second bid? I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I think Alabama is the one that's going to bump in and get a fourth. Yeah, I mean, they were out. The SEC.
Give me South Carolina over Bama at this point.
Yeah, Bama beat them. I mean, Bama beat them. So
Bama would beat South Carolina.
Yeah,
who's got the better resume?
It was a long time ago.
They did play. They did play the season.
Yeah, it was like 36-34. So it was a close game.
Okay, I didn't remember that. Yeah, and South Carolina.
South Carolina, I told you, is kicking themselves. They blew LSU and they blew Alabama. They had the leads in both and lost. So I think Bama's in. Ohio State, the Big Ten is going to be a 4 team, no doubt about it. The SEC, I think, is going to get their 4th as well. And the ACC, Big 12 are going to get 1. That Miami loss just crushed the ACC. So,
yeah, my wife gave me, when I was yelling about Christian game, my wife sent me the "please be careful and don't wake up the baby" text.
No, I mean, so they're going to be. I mean, me personally, I think if it's a 6-11, I bet you $5 the committee makes it Notre Dame, Indiana Friday night.
Yeah, or I mean, if SMU loses, they're done, right? Or do you think SMU get this in?
That's the wild. So now you're going to go at 11-2 SMU versus a 9-3 Alabama resume. You know what I mean? That's the biggie. They're only a 1-loss team. I have a hard time not seeing them get in as a 1-loss team that's in your conference championship. So if Clemson wins that, the ACC could still be a 2. If Clemson loses, they're out. That's 4 losses. They're not going to be in. So SMU could still get in if they lose to to Clemson. Yes.
Yofi or Yof, appreciate the Taylor super chat, says Freeman did it. Yeah. He gets his guys up for these games, man.
I mean, seriously, I mean, let's just keep going back to that. I mean, that NIU, everyone who's a Notre Dame fan, there's no one in this world. You know what? I like 11-1. Hell no.
Right.
Everyone was You know me, the Tim Hyde Pop-Tarts Bowl. Start prepping your invitations and get ready for that. That's where it's going. And then the Purdue, I think going down and just smashing Purdue was just boom, the wake-up call. Let's just get going. And they just got the ball rolling. Louisville's a hell of a football team. And even in this game, SC, let's real quick on SC. I want to say, because I like to look at all the computer rankings and look at all the analytics and that. USC is in the top 20 by like everybody. So they are not, the computers love SC. They have been high on SC. So the computers are going to look at this win and give a double bonus point for Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Winning this thing by 2 touchdowns on the road. So we got to remember that. That is going to be a big thing, I think, to the committee.
Michael Ryan, $10 super chat, says, love your work. What a season. Tim, I was like thinking for a second there, I was like, is Tim being serious about taking 3 months off? I mean, are we going to have an actual conversation? Would have been a lot of me and Kyle Kelly for some of these shows.
My God, I'm not going to lie to you, man. I was talking to a good buddy back in California yesterday, and I'm just like, what? I mean, seriously, what are we going to do? I mean, I'm not going to. Hey, Mike, man, I am really hyped up to see that Outback Bowl. I can't wait for this matchup. Seriously, dude, it would have been a morgue around here, and thank God it's not. Thank God it's not.
Hey, Michael Ryan, appreciate the super chat. Ryan says this is USC's biggest loss of the year, 14-point loss. It's not bad for a 6-6 football team. Mike Ryan, appreciate the super chat. My boy Debbie Cooked said Leonard Moore was the baller today.
Yeah,
I'm excited to see these PFF grades.
No, Leonard Moore played his tail off. 15 was all over the place. He had some great. That's what I'm saying. They must.
5 PBUs for Leonard Moore today.
Yes, I was going to say they must have had like 10 or 12 as a team. It felt like they were around the ball a ton. But USC made some plays. That quarterback made some plays. The main weakness when you're looking at Notre Dame going into the playoffs is the same thing we've talked about for 18 years, right? Wide receivers on the outside. It's still the wide receivers on the outside. Like the first half today, every damn pass was 5 freaking yards. I'm like, can we throw a 10-yard stop route, Mike Denbrock? So you're not going to win a game, obviously, throwing that short.
Yeah.
And your traditional 4-man pass rush. Notre Dame does not have a really good 4-man pass rush. Michigan destroyed, just annihilated this USC D-line. Notre Dame does not have Oben, Bryce Young, runs around things. Tulialamaka is a solid C-gap fitter, but he's not a pass rush guy. And obviously we haven't had Howard Cross for 3 games, so let's remember that as well. So
sure,
as we get going, so it's going to be a 4-man rush. Going back to your point, the pressure is always going to be on those 3 corners, Clark, Moore, and Christian Gray's obviously going to be in the playoff game.
Yeah, Notre Dame was counted for 6 quarterback hurries, and USC's quarterback had 48 passing attempts.
Not a lot of not a lot.
So I mean, not only are you on an island, their quarterback's got a lot of time to throw. Like I don't know what people expect, but
no, and you're right. That's why even the blitzing, Kaiser had a few hits. A couple of guys had some hits on him, but it wasn't solid constantly. It just looked like boom. He just would sit in there and throw. That dude's tough as could be. He would sit in that pocket and chuck that thing.
Yeah. Brian Meeks, $5. He says, as you guys have said, Notre Dame is going to face this level of talent of receivers, if not better in the playoffs. So what does the defense do to adapt? I mean, I think Tim playing in Notre Dame Stadium in 20-degree weather will help. That just naturally will.
I agree.
But otherwise, if you can't get after the quarterback that much, I mean, how many sacks did they end up having? One. So if you, so if you're not getting to the quarterback, and you're leaving your corners on an island, what? I don't know. So, but we'll see. I don't know.
No, but this, you got to get your mind. You got to get your mind right. You're not. Yeah, these playoff games are not going to be 42-17. There's just no way in hell. Everyone's going to be pretty competitive. Everyone's going to have good athletes and roll from there. It's going to be the weather in the first game, and then obviously you're going to get that that neutral site game. That's why the 6 is so important, Mike. You handle business in the 6-11, dude, you're playing Clemson SMU on a neutral site. Correct, right? Because you gotta think the 3rd seed's going to be the ACC champ, right? So, shit, maybe Boise. Excuse me, you're on mute. You're on mute. So, but getting that 3rd seed, which is going to be an ACC or Boise State on a neutral field, take it, right?
Yeah. Coming around to SMU, but you know how I feel.
With SMU, SMU's got a good quarterback, good athletes. SMU will throw the ball 55 times against Notre Dame. So they're going to chuck the living hell out of it. And so that'll probably be the Orange Bowl. I think the ACC, I don't have them off the top of my head. I knew the sugar, the rules. If anyone can look up where the quarters are going to be held, that would be great. I should probably have that handy anyway.
Brian Meeks, $5 super chat. Oh, no, we just talked about this. Sorry. Brian, appreciate the $5 super chat. Starting 3, love the content. Really appreciate your input, Singer. I know people who are the people questioning my Dolphins memory. Am I not allowed to be a Dolphins fan? Like, what the hell does that have to do? And if you are a Notre Dame fan versus your job, what does this matter? What does this matter?
You could have whatever. It's your room.
Also, Tim, super stressful having mortgage on Irish -7.5. You did say bet the house.
Hey,
the starting 3, I appreciate it.
Heck yeah, I was super nervous. Are you kidding me? Guys, man, I was nervous. I mean, once again, we can't make a damn field goal. When I say we, Notre Dame fans, stress out. You go to Shankville. So that field goal was massive throughout that whole game because it's 3 points. It's like Georgia Tech last night, shanking a field goal, a chip shot that would have made the difference against Georgia. So you had that. And then literally it was Fiesta Bowl PTSD, man. It looked like with SC and their backup quarterback just going right down the field. Notre Dame scored with 59 seconds before halftime. Who in the hell would have thought SC would go right down the field? I want to also say, I think that's the first team that's gone down and scored against Notre Dame before halftime this year. So they go right down, make them look like a sieve, and it ties it up. And it's like, are you kidding me? So that's a little stressful moment, but it's playoffs, man. Notre Dame is in the freaking 12-team playoff, Mike. We talked about this 2 years ago, the importance of getting in there in your first year, right in that first one, and here they are. It's gonna be fun watching the Texas A&M game and just a little stress relief tonight.
Tim, still got a bunch of points about the game I want to talk to, so let's run through the super chats. Jacob, appreciate the very generous $20 super chat. He says, I'm a Ohio State grad. Notre Dame is flawed, but they need to lock up Freeman. They're chomping at the bit to fire Day. Dude, Michigan 4 straight wins over Ohio State.
Sharon Moore's 2-0 because he was the coach last year in that game.
Yeah, one of my good buddies is a big Michigan fan, and I was just with him last weekend, and he was like, I'm not even going to watch the game, pouting and everything. And I texted him, I said, did you watch it? And he said, yes. And I said, do you think this is a successful season? And he said, absolutely. And I was like, I agree. Like, if you're a Michigan fan, and I dog on Michigan every chance I get, but like, touche to Michigan. I mean,
oh, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I can't name more than like 3 players on Georgia Tech's team right now, but I grew up a Georgia Tech fan, and I remember like I would be happy to go 11 or 1-11 and beat Georgia. Like, that's how I felt growing up. So I get it. But yeah,
I don't know. Just a quick 30 seconds on this. I don't know what the point spread was. Was it 3 touchdowns for Ohio State?
It was 18.
Yeah, I thought I heard that during the telecast. And so to go on the road, do that. Michigan's going to the Texas Alamo Bowl or something, right? They're going to Nothingville. And to hold that team to 10 points, Mike, those guys spent so much money. Super team. Now they can still win the national title because they're going to be in the playoffs and they got freaks all over the football field. But that is that's insane that they choked that away. Real quick on the quarterfinals, Notre Dame handles business. Let's assume they're 6-11, Mike. The Fiesta Bowl will be the Big 12 title. The Peach Bowl is where the ACC champ will go. So right down your neck, down there in Atlanta. The Rose Bowl will be where the Big Ten, and then the Sugar Bowl would be for the SEC. I think they've kind of I've heard in some national podcasts where that's how they're gonna flow those whatchamacallit, those quarterfinals. So I just thought I would throw that out. Meaning the Fiesta Bowl, if it's Boise will be there in the Fiesta Bowl.
Jacob, appreciate the $20 super chat. Mike Nolan says, just win, baby. Can relax now till next Sunday. Yeah, next Sunday you just get to relax. I mean, there's a little bit of, I want this team to do this. Yeah, we'll based on what the rankings come out on Tuesday to be. But yeah, otherwise, yeah, you just kick your feet and enjoy some good football. So Mike, appreciate the $5 super chat. Jacob, $10. The great thing is what sports is about. He battled, got beat a few times, but showed resilience and got himself on the Notre Dame USC rivalry highlight reel for the rest of time. Hell yeah, Jacob. Appreciate the $10 super chat.
Yes. Say it again. Yes. Seriously, the history. I mean, we always talk. I mean, one of the greatest interceptions was Stan Smagala in the '88 game. We ran that one back in the 1-versus-2 classic game. So that pick six from Stan is up there, legendary. This one, yes. When we see these down the road, this one's going to be played because it got Notre Dame in the playoffs. So.
Jacob, appreciate you a bunch for the generous super chat. JP said, just wanted to say thanks for the great season, ups and downs, and Mike, Tim arguments included. I love arguing with Tim.
Oh man, no, seriously, thanks.
Except for the Mike.
That's my.
It just makes me want to pop off even more and just yell even more.
That's my Shannon Sharp right there when I go that with
Skip.
You skip.
Oh, Shannon Sharp.
Oh man,
keep Shannon Sharp away from the Instagram lives. All right, Austin said in Disneyland right now. In Disneyland, you're in Southern California and you didn't go to the game, Austin? Family time, I get it. I got to get back with fam. Just want to say, how does a playoff game in South Bend sound?
Huge.
I feel like I don't want Indiana just because, if we're going to get this December game in South Bend, let's not waste it on a team from the Hoosier State. Let's get an SMU or a Georgia or a Bama or, that's what wait. Georgia still can't come here, right? Is Georgia done? We think Georgia won. I'm sorry. I keep thinking Georgia lost.
Yeah,
they lose a title game, maybe
they'll be in at 10-3.
Okay, so we could get Georgia coming to South Bend. Then I keep thinking they lost that game. It's just such a disaster.
See, if Notre Dame's going to be, and once again, I'm going to stick to the Big Ten title game losers, the 5. As long as Oregon doesn't choke tonight, they're playing Washington later tonight, or is that that's probably kicking off by now. And they're 12-0 and lose. I think they're the 5th seed. Penn State loses, they'll be 11-2. I don't think they're going to drop. I don't think they're going to get hit. You know what I mean? Unless the committee just loves Notre Dame more than Penn State finally. And we'll see what happens on Tuesday. But I have a hard time. I just have a hard time seeing that because they're just going to be like, well, there are 2 losses. We're to the Buckeyes and Oregon, But obviously head-to-head, Notre Dame, bigger head-to-head than SC. Penn State had to go to overtime to beat these guys. And obviously a bigger head-to-head with the Purdue game. So look at that. And then the Big 12, I think if Iowa State wins tonight, it's Iowa State versus Arizona State. Who would have ever thought that? Mike?
So no more Colorado, huh?
I think Arizona State, someone knows in the chat, clinched because they won today. And if Iowa State wins, they're in. That's nuts.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
This 12-team playoff. I'm fine with the 4 conference or the 5 conference champs get in, but not buys. This is just either
they'll change
for the Ace. I don't know. For Clemson, it's either you do not belong in here, but if you win your conference, you get a bye. Seriously,
they're going to change. They're going to change all that because it's going to be If you win your power conference, kudos to you. You get a shot at the table, right? A seat at the table and go play. I hear you. I mean, you got to remember this is only a 2-year deal.
Yeah,
this
it's not 16 or 18 or whatever.
It's a 2-year deal in 24, 25. It's all going to change. So they're going to make some corrections and go from there. So, and roll from there. Yeah, exactly. Some guy just said Arizona State and South Bend. Hell yeah. 6-11 game. That might happen if they're the conference champs and if they win the conference championship, they'll be 11-2. So it's the 5. They could be placed anywhere. So they
because
may
Boise could get over them.
exactly because boy is the 4 highest get a bye. The fifth they could be placed anywhere.
Yeah.
So Arizona State, let's say Arizona State jumps Alabama, and Alabama gets in as a 9-3 team. They're the 12 going to play Penn State or Oregon on the road. That might be something they do, and because I think Indiana was 10 this week. We're correct.
10.
So they just made lock Indiana.
Yeah, it's a great point about Arizona State.
7-10?
I would love that. I would love that. I will still die on this hill. You guys know I am fine dying on hills. I think it's my best trait. I don't give a shit if you disagree with it or if it's popular or not. Don't care. I want Notre Dame in the first round to play a Georgia or a Bama, or like I want them to get to play one of those blue buds in the first round. Now with Notre Dame, a 5-6 seed, it's going to be more difficult, but I still would love that. Javit, appreciate the super chat. Miss you, gentlemen. This was a great team with a bad record, great win, amazing season. Proud of Marcus and this team. Now we got to make sure that man gets his extension. Go Irish. Tim, do you have like a minute of thoughts on Marcus and an extension? Because I got to take a leak really bad.
Yeah, go potty.
So, all right.
Go potty. Yeah, I mean, I think yeah. There's I mean, that's a great point. When you talk about an extension, because obviously every year they've improved, correct? So you go 8-4, 9-3. Now you're going 11-1. Next year's obviously going to be big. I think moving forward. This is the standard, right? This is the goal. Notre Dame fans, I don't believe are going to accept a 9-3, play a bunch of young guys, take some hiccups. I don't think that's out there. So, and I don't think he wants that. I think one thing we've learned from Marcus Freeman this year is the dude's intense as hell. I think he's starting to feel that like I could be myself. Myself meaning he's an Ohio State all Big Ten linebacker, and that's who he is. That's I think the way he coaches, the way he is around those players in the locker room and things of that nature. So I think he's going to get one. He's only got because he did sign a 6-year deal. So you never want to have those things floating out there. And I think Notre Dame's pretty super talented. I think they spent a ton on assistants. You got your coordinators. You got a damn good coaching staff. I don't see them not giving him one. Maybe they extend it a couple more years, extend that thing to 8-9 years. Who knows? But Notre Dame's in a damn good spot. They're in a good spot. The schedule is going to be harder next year. It's going to be harder down the road, and I think that's fine as long as you keep these assistants together, lock these guys up, keep spending money. In 2026, as we know, we're going to get the Shields building, which is going to be state-of-the-art football facility. Freeman's recruiting number, if you just want to look at stupid numbers, right? They are obviously have dipped each and every year. But I want to spend so much time with Mike Singer talking about this because I think he and I are on the same page of
really. It's a first.
Yes, because Leonard Moore is a 3-star. You could find these guys out there in the country, and I just think Notre Dame's going to do that. So we are going to complain, which we do as Notre Dame fans, when they don't get the 5-star here and there. But I'm telling you, man, the more if you look at college football, those guys are going to eat each other up, overspending. They don't play, they're going to leave. They're going to pout. They're going to do this. We're seeing this so much from all the 5-stars. What the hell did what did Ole Miss get this year? Everyone wants to talk about Ohio State. Ole Miss spent nearly as much money as Ohio State. What did they get?
What about A&M's 2022 class? That was record-setting. How'd that do?
Exactly. Everyone knows they just dished out cash. Obviously, we will dive into Michigan down the road once we see their class official. The money that they've thrown out, obviously, Underwood, the quarterback. But what is that going to do? So
you have to get the quarterback right. Yeah,
you got to get it right. And there's no such thing as there's more 5 that bust than don't. I think if Notre Dame just they have a plan, they have a path. You and Kyle Kelly have talked about their recruiting guys, their analytics guys, their guys behind the scenes, the general managers, Chad Bowden's office, things of that nature, if they just stick to their plan and just keep getting these guys that can play at Notre Dame at a high level, they're going to be in this damn thing each and every year.
Yeah. Just real quick, Tim, you guys know I love following European football, aka American soccer. And you have Manchester City, who's been the best for, 11, 12, 13, 14 years. And they spend the most money, but they also have had an incredible coach in Pep Guardiola. And then you have a team like Chelsea, who in the past few years has spent a ton of money, but it's not the right moves. You can spend a lot of money, but that doesn't mean it's going to equate to winning all the time. And Chelsea, they're having a good season right now, but in the past few years, they spent all this money and nothing to show for it. Meanwhile, my Liverpool wouldn't spend as much money and would beat up on Chelsea. So it's like, it's the same thing in college football. Like I was texting a Notre Dame source after the Michigan thing. She's like, man, the Underwood goes to Michigan. It's like, okay, now Meadows isn't coming to Notre Dame. It just felt like a gut punch, even though it looks like Meadows is going to end up at Bama, but he's not going to Notre Dame. But the feeling of talking to Notre Dame sources, it's about the right move, not the splashy move. And Notre Dame still feels like they're going to be, that they're building a championship roster. So,
real quick on Greg Perez, thank you, love you, go Marines. Been to Japan a few times, awesome place. Taco fried rice, he probably knows what I'm talking about. Best meal in the world.
Gregory, appreciate you. Matt says, hoping it's an SEC team and snow for the college football playoff game. Snow would be incredible. Jacob, appreciate the $2 super chat. Sorry.
I'm in. He's probably saying I'm in. Maybe, I don't know.
Jacob, appreciate you. Swandong. I left to get White Claw after that second Leonard interception instead of Modelo's. I was drinking and they started kicking ass. Guess I'm only drinking White Claws from now on.
Yes. Bottom line, yes.
Brother.
You do whatever the hell you want when it's Notre Dame football, White Claw. So done deal. Done deal.
I don't judge. I don't judge. Love a good White Claw. Swan Dog. Appreciate you, brother, and for always being here.
God, I had another point on the Notre Dame thing, but you know what? They got their assistants locked up. Oh, it's the oh my God, we're talking about NIL. What is Jeremiah Love going to get? So obviously, I know for a darn fact that you've told me there was individuals out there in the college football world that was like, here you go, Jeremiah. Now I'm going to go to Notre Dame. I'm going to play this thing out. I'm going to see how this thing goes.
Yeah, A&M, Missouri tried to flip them.
So you're like, here you go. Here's a bucket of cash, blah, blah, blah. Now I'm going to go to Notre Dame, see how this plays out. Dude is going to get paid. And that is the true meaning of NIL, right? Using your name, image, likeness. So he's gonna do really good at Notre Dame. He's gonna go to the NFL. There's tons of guys like that, and I'm sure Marcus Freeman, Chad Bowden, and all those guys in the room, they know that's going to be their poster child. Like, hey, this guy could have went to every SEC school. He came to Notre Dame. Look what he's doing. So those types of things, it's out there.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Charlie Moore, to do this at a university that prioritizes academics is noteworthy. And Charlie Moore with another $2 or 2 CHF. Appreciate you, Charlie.
You know what? Yes, double high five to you, Charlie, without a doubt. I mean, that's what being a Notre Dame fan is. You know what being a Notre Dame fan, how it comes with all those things, respecting those things. Oh, Notre Dame stinks. Yeah, it's all right. We go to class or whatever. You know what I mean? You could always counter certain things. You play Navy. Mike, I looked up. Oh my God, I got to go through this one time. So many schools, I'm talking Alabama, Georgia, blah, 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 have never played Army Navy. Never. Yet this Deep South is, flag, save America, blah, blah, blah. Okay, well then, why won't you play Army Navy? Because they know those dudes are going to bust their ass for 60 minutes and come after you. They refuse to play them. Notre Dame's like, we'll play them. Sure, we're better athletes and all that, but those guys are going to be intense. So every Notre Dame fan, bring that up to your SEC buddies. Hey, next time you talk about it, I thought the Deep South's all about America, right? Waving the flags. Come on.
Charlie Moore, appreciate you. That is Switzerland currency, by the way. That is a first. Charlie, appreciate you.
For the fishing show. It's a New England guy. Hey, real quick on Riley. I'm sure he came in today with 671. I'm sure he had over 50 yards rushing, right?
50.
Yeah, so he had 50. So he had over 700. So that's the most since Wimbush had 803, and then Tony Rice had over 800 in 89, and Rice had over 700 in the championship season. So Riley Leonard up there when it comes to rushing quarterbacks. Heck of a season for him.
Craig wants to know what Craig, love this profile picture still, brother. What Notre Dame does at quarterback next year?
Don't get me started. I'm not jumping on that. I'm not touching that.
I mean,
I'm not touching that.
I think it's CJ or Steve. Could they go to the portal again? I don't think for a starter. I mean, could they go for a depth piece if like a couple guys were to leave? You think you have to, but I think CJ would be the betting favorite. But
I mentioned this week where you got to feed the beast, and the beast is Notre Dame football, and Notre Dame football is about winning, and you're right there. They're going to be in the national championship hunt for, I mean, the third? We always forget about 2020. So you got 12, 18, 20, and now you got 24. So 4 times in the last dozen years, Notre Dame is up there with the upper echelon playing for the trophy. So this goes back to my point when you went to go take a little potty break is defeating the beast. Is Notre Dame football going to be comfortable with the 9-3? Oh, that's a little rotational year. What is that going to be like? So you say Angeli, CJ Carr, there's always that other dynamic out there of who gives us the best opportunity. But these are obviously discussions on the road.
Yeah.
Because it is big. Freeman is intense, is could be. Can he give that all to that guy, and he knows he's going to go get me games? It's totally going to be interesting off of what we've done with obviously Hartman and Riley Leonard. So,
you think quarterback discussion at Notre Dame is going to be interesting too? What a take! I'm kidding.
Go for it.
One way to describe Roback: it's best fit and best field. If you're not familiar with Roback, you haven't been watching our show, so what the heck are you doing? But Roback is completely changing the game with their incredibly comfortable activewear, and they have a game day collection that is incredible with novel polo designs, clean hoodies, Q-zip designs for your Notre Dame Fighting Irish. It's definitely worth checking out. And for folks watching on YouTube, you see it on the screen. The everyday shorts for Roback are the perfect pairing as well to go with the high level of custom designs in these. All of the whole Roback collection. I mean, you can spend a lot of time going through Roback. There's a ton of stuff. We're just kind of featuring the Notre Dame stuff for our Fighting Irish fans watching this show. But I mean, Tim and I will talk about this till the cows come home. Comfortable stuff. Looks good. It's going to last you a long time. Roback, spend the money, and you're going to love it. I guarantee it, folks. And Roback has been proudly leading the NIL charge, the good NIL, not the pay for play, not the let's give Bryce Underwood $12 million. This is the good stuff, guys. This is what when you think NIL, this is what you think of. Like companies like Roback having signed partnerships with past Notre Dame stars, Audric Estime, Kyle Hamilton, and Michael Mayer, current athletes Riley Leonard and Ben Morrison, among other big-time college football players. So Roback coming the go-to brand for college athletes, and their Black Friday deal is 20% off, no code needed. I will ask you to use the promo code BlueGold20. Since Roback's been sponsoring us, you guys have had access to 20% off. So use the promo code BlueGold20 so Roback knows that we sent you. It's spelled Roback, RHOBACK.com. That's 20% off all performance, polos, shorts, and more with promo code BlueGold20. Lotus says we haven't talked about the fake punt yet. Yeah, Tim. How about Tyler Buckner just keeps making plays for the football team, huh?
No, that was huge. You can tell by the setup, the alignment of that thing. Something was gonna happen. And dude, you want to talk about pressure, Mike? What if that ball is not completed, or it's Buckner overthrows him or throws it in the dirt or something? But it's not, man. That is going to go down as a special team play. Hell of a throw, heck of a catch, big first down. Actually, did they even get anything after that, or was that when they went down and shanked the field goal? Yeah, they shanked the field goal on that. But still, it killed the clock, got the mojo going. That was a long drive. Roll from there. No, they've been they've been doing some nice things, man. They've been doing
Got a
some.
little alfalfa going.
They can't kick field goals, but man, God, they got 73 punts lined up, or fakes on everything possible, right? Yes.
Yeah, I still have so much to talk about. I really do. I want to talk about the drive chart for Notre Dame because it was nuts.
Yeah,
but how about this? This comment I've been saving for an hour. Can't believe Mills punched a dude. Did you see it?
Yes. That was like when Jerry Tillery in 2016 stepped on the guy and got a 15-yard for that for stepping on a guy. That was how did that not get seen? But it's like, I mean, how did the spear or the helmet that contact for Georgia last night not get seen? Dudes just don't see things, right? That lost that game for Georgia Tech. So the guy leads with his helmet, knocks the hell out of him with his head. Nothing's called. Riley looks like he was at the bottom of a bar fight, just decking the guy.
Look at this drive chart for Notre Dame. Okay. Touchdown to start the game.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Yep.
The fumble. This was the Jaden Thomas one?
Dude, yes. What the heck, man? And the first play, he gets a nice little out route. Boom. He got like 8 yards. Come right back to him. Boom. Fumble.
Missed field goal. 13 drives, 66 plays. 13 plays, 66 yards. Okay. Missed field goal, 27 yards out. Mitch Jeter, brother, get your mojo back. We love you. We believe in you. We need you. Get your confidence back. Mitch, if you're watching, I love you. Come on. You got this. We believe in you. Touchdown on the next drive, halftime. Yes. So it's like, Tim, an unfortunate fumble, but otherwise, like, offense was rolling, dude. It was 14 and a half, but offense was rolling.
Yes.
Offense was rolling. So you got halftime.
No, exactly. I mean, you get 2 touchdowns, you shank a field goal, which is technically a scoring drive, and then the other one with the fumble, you're right. I mean, who's to say they don't go down and score again, right? So
yeah,
they're in control of this game. That's why that interception, or that touchdown by SC right before halftime is a killer. Tied that thing because Notre Dame was in absolute control of this football game.
Yeah. And then you had the halftime touchdown, the woefully bad interception, touchdown. The punt didn't come until early in the fourth quarter.
And that was 2. Oh my God. And that drive was 2 runs and then a screen, which I think Riley ended up just taking a sack because it was like way too conservative, especially when you get the mojo. And Riley had shown he was zinging the ball. Hit some big passes. It's like, dude, let the guy go throw the ball and go get you it was only like 3rd and 6, I believe, 3rd and 5 or something. Nothing like crazy. Let him go get a first down. They run a screen, got eaten alive, and boom, just gave him all the momentum right there. That was a killer.
Yeah, and then it was 35-28, I think, when right? Yeah, when they're driving. And then Christian Gray, 90. I still haven't seen the Watts one. So
he robbed it. He was like the free safety.
Well, we're about to watch it.
That bad boy. And he was smack talking SC the sideline, which is awesome. Just iconic. X Watts going down the sidelines, talking smack.
All right, let's watch some film before we get out of here, Tim. We got a few plays queued up.
I feel you. The kids are getting hyped. Look at the heat, baby. There you go. Just right. Yeah. Just going down. Look at him talking. Look at him. Seriously, I mean, that is a great way to end this football. Look at everyone and their mother bringing the house.
Oh, goodness.
Throwing off his back foot. They brought everybody. It's like 7 days, right? It's like you get him, everyone else is rushing.
Yeah. It's like catching a punt right there. So
yeah.
we looked at the Christian Gray one.
We did do Gray.
We did earlier in the show.
I mean, you got Jeremiah Love doing high hurdles, Price's big run. It's just electric.
So this play was after that woeful interception, which again, could it have been some miscommunication? Maybe that was Jeremiah Love's fault. I don't know.
Is that what they were saying on Twitter or something? I mean, I was not online. I just was.
No, I don't know.
Okay, because if that's miscommunicate, you're right. That is because Mitchell's just running a streak. How is that? What is it, a 25-yard stop route, Riley Leonard? It was bad. Which one's this?
This is the next throw for Riley Leonard after that interception, Tim. This is the next time he put the ball in the air. He steps up in the pocket and delivers that touchdown pass. And Mitch Evans, who loves his corner outs. Beautiful.
Big body, uses that body like a basketball power forward, man. That's Notre Dame tight ends right there.
I mean, just
that's perfect.
Stunning. Yeah. It's great to see Mitch Evans back too. It is great.
Big body on the body. Yeah, it's a perfect touch. And he just, bam, got those big paws up there when they show the sideline one, how he just used his whole hip and everything to fan himself out was really nice. That was a good play. The run, some of the runs were just
that's what we're looking at right here. Jeremiah Love, dude, just meeting Kamari Ramsey right here and just
this is run it back to the beginning. Is this the this is duo.
Patience.
Look at that. And Ramsey's a damn good football player. He's going to be an all Big Ten type of a safety this year. He had a hell of a year. Sierra Canyon guy out there in LA Valley. Good football player.
What else we got? Yeah, let's take a look at this little screen here. Out to Jay Love. This looked like, this just looks like a hold. Pat Coogan doesn't do it. Did a good job. And then
turns his hips, get him going. Look at that.
That's an incredible jump. I mean, Jeremiah Love, I talk about this every week with him. His ability to do that stuff and have the game-breaking speed, but also be a bully between the tackles, he is beyond impressive.
This guy has gotten better, and that's obviously coaching him, all those things. He really has gotten better. I mean, I've been mentioning it lately with you in our talks is we always forget, this is his first time being the dude out there. Him and Price, obviously, we keep talking about Estime last year. So to him to get these touches, to do what he did, 99 yards rushing today, obviously went out with the little dinged up knee. Just a hell of a football season from him. So I hope he doesn't have the 1,000 yards and all that, but when you look at the yards per carry, the impact plays, the touchdowns he had, touchdown today, Mike, a touchdown in every single game. I truly hope he's this year's Howard Cross in that he's consensus second team All-American. Yeah. I think the first teams will be Boise and the Iowa guy and the Tennessee guy because they got huge numbers. So I really hope Love gets second team All-American all around. I think that'd be awesome.
Void Walker, appreciate the super chat. Jay Price balled out. Lucky to have him. Yeah, I mean, Love goes out. Fighting off a sneeze. 12 attempts, 111 yards for Jay Price. Notre Dame runs for 258 yards and scores 3 touchdowns. The three-headed monster all getting into the end zone. Void Walker, appreciate the 2. Going back to some film, we know Riley Leonard loves throwing these slot fades, and this was a good one. Eli Raridan.
Oh, beautiful, yeah. It was nice to see Raridan. I think he got a crosshair catch as well, so it was nice to see him. Once again, you got these big tight ends.
Against a linebacker. Look at this linebacker trying to run with him.
This is what we talked about way back in August about utilizing, obviously, Evans and Raridan, these big bodies at slot versus these nickelbacks and things of that nature. Not the band, the nickelbacks, but and they showed up. Obviously, the 2 touchdowns right there were awesome.
All right, one more, I think.
Sure,
might have a couple more. We'll see. I mean, 36 yards out. Price sees hole, hits hole, gone. Like he just runs like he's pissed at the ground.
Look at this. Look at that cut. No, I mean he's literally Jose Canseco.
What's the run call here?
What's that?
What's the play call here?
I thought it was an inside zone because I was reading the tight end. You know how I love to call it the A&M draw, one of my favorite plays. They've hit Price a ton this year, but you don't get the flare out by number 3 in there. So it was an inside type of a zone right there. He just hits that thing so hard. Great block on that one. That was Rocco. That was Rocco Coogan when you showed the end zone. Get a great combo, and the Mike Backer fills, and Rocco cleans him up. Instant hole right there. What'd they get? Yeah, 111, 258 for the game. It's pretty awesome. SC 197. Jeez Louise.
Last thing before we sign off here, Harold says, where does Leonard rank last decade of Notre Dame quarterbacks?
Great question.
Yeah, Harold, appreciate the super chat. Tim, quick thoughts on this?
Man, wow, great question. I mean, competitor. I mean, he's a bigger Ian Book. You know what I mean? He's unbelievable runner.
He does better running the ball than Book.
Oh no, yeah, he's a bigger
far.
Ian Book. Ian Book though would scramble. So his scrambles were awesome. Riley Leonard's a true quarterback runner. Yeah. He is going to run the ball. I mean, look at the one he steps out of bounds today by an inch. And he's just running right down the sideline because he's bigger, faster, stronger than all those guys at SC. That shows you the true Riley Leonard. He is no, I mean, he's been a joy. He really has. Frustrating as hell at times, obviously, with that when you see the pick today, because you just don't like, dude, what are you thinking?
Yeah.
But competitor, definitely a leader, definitely a guy who wants the ball. I think that's going back to his basketball instincts and the competitor, the guy, obviously he won games at Duke for crying out loud playing. So he's definitely up there when you look at him. He's a hybrid of a Kaiser, doesn't have the arm of Deshaun Kaiser, obviously, but he's a hybrid of a handful of dudes, man. That's a great question. That'll be something to look at once this thing season ends with. But
yeah, it's tough to compare him to like a Book or some of these guys who are here a lot longer. But I would say Sam Hartman's got to be number one for the past 40 years for Notre Dame. I mean, Sam Hartman did so much.
Riley Leonard
coming back, and Sam just keeps blessing us with his presence. I mean, it's been.
So let me ask you this, obviously, because everyone just wants to.
Joking.
If there, I mean, I have not studied the portal, but is there a guy that could run and pass? I think if anything, Riley Leonard has shown the ability to cause havoc with legs and be able to throw. You don't need to be this, NFL wizard and all that stuff to have successful. Does it help? Hell yeah, it helps. So no doubt about that. We take Deshaun Kaiser without the headaches that he brought, every day of the week. But his ability, and it goes back to Mike Denbrock. He had Golson who could run and throw. Kaiser could run and throw. Ritter at Cincinnati could run and throw. Daniels could run and throw. Riley Leonard who could run and throw. Who is that guy? Is he on the roster, or is there going to be someone in the portal that fits that? I can't wait, because everyone wants to say CJ Carr, but can CJ Carr go run and go get you some scrambles? I'm curious to see that. You know what I mean? If it's 3rd and 8, you get an all-out blitz.
Yeah,
you've seen Riley Leonard do that.
Yeah.
If it's 4th and 2, Riley Leonard's ability to be that true 11th guy, that true body, that extra hat in the box, which a quarterback run is, that allows the offense to actually have one more guy than the defense. I don't know if you get that with CJ Carr. You don't get it with Angeli.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a pretty big gap, but he's somewhere between Angeli and Leonard. It's a pretty wide one, but
yeah, no, I hear you.
CJ can move, but he's not going to be quite the threat that Riley is. But there's not many who are.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I know Minchie's out there, but it's going to be fascinating. Let's get to the playoffs. Let's enjoy this, dude. I've actually come down. I'm not going to lie, man. I had so many damn butterflies, Mike. I was like,
dude, yeah, how many years have you lived out there?
Just watching Notre Dame football, dude, my whole life, man. I remember.
No, I'm saying in Southern California. You lived there for a long time, right?
Oh God, yeah, born and raised. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the times I haven't been there is traveling the world in the Marine Corps. Other than that, I've been in SoCal. So.
Well, and now. But
exactly. No, it's huge. I wanted that game so bad for obviously all of us, the Notre Dame fans, that just be like, man, it's just huge for Marcus Freeman, huge for this program. It is massive. I can't stress that enough. It is a big, big win for all of Notre Dame Nation, all of those fans, and for Marcus Freeman in this program, because there's a lot of good young football players that are going to embrace this. And holy moly, Mike, the next time you and I do something like this again, it is going to be a playoff game. That is awesome.
For a post-game show, yeah, but we'll be live on Tuesday.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Exactly. We're not going to do a stupid bowl game, man. We are going to break down a playoff game and spend a couple of weeks doing some shows together talking about a playoff game. It is awesome.
Mark, love you too, brother. Where we're going to sign off there. I haven't said in an hour and 15 minutes. Please hit the thumbs up on this video. Of course, subscribe to the channel for more content. The whole conversation about Ryan Day is like,
I haven't.
they're still going to make a playoff game, right?
Yeah, they're in the playoffs.
So all the talk about Ryan Day, like he wins a playoff game or two, then you can't fire the guy. Like, what is this?
No, that's what I'm saying. They have so much damn talent. They can still win the whole damn thing, right? They have a Michigan issue. Michigan is a tougher football team than them. Yeah. Michigan out-toughs them. It is so noticeable out there. They have a thing to where we're going to be a bully to you. And Ohio State just hasn't got. Ohio State can beats everyone in the country. They just can't beat Michigan.
Andy, Harold, appreciate you guys as well. So Texas just went up 7-0. So Tim, we'll sign off. We'll go watch that game. Folks, please hit the thumbs up. I haven't mentioned that yet. Please hit the thumbs up on this video if you've not done so yet. Really helps support what we're doing here at Blue and Gold, helps us reach more Notre Dame fans. And of course, subscribe to our channel. I think there's a little bell you can press so that when we go live or post videos, you'll get a notification. But yeah, that's going to end it. Notre Dame knocks off USC 49-35, a thriller. We will be live with Goolsby, I'm assuming, tomorrow night. And then Tim will be back on Tuesday night. So appreciate you all for watching. And as always, we will catch you next time.